Hi Hetty, lovely to join. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Really lovely to have a chat. My name's Moira Doherty and I'm interviewing some of my lovely clients to show other ladies that what we can achieve as we get older, what we can achieve in business and in our personal lives, and that life really does begin at 45 and we can be a great success as we get older. So, Hetty, could you just tell us all a little bit about you? You've got a brilliant backstory. Tell us about you and your journey and your business, because you've got a big story to tell.
I'm Hetty Carr, and I am the owner and the creator of Unspoken Rosebuds. And I'm creating specialised lingerie for stoma wearers because I was blessed 7 years ago this month to be diagnosed with bowel cancer. And even though I was not of the age and all the rest of the rada stuff that goes with it, I didn't have all the symptoms and signs and whatever else out there, but got on with it, had the surgeries and whatever else, but was left with a stoma. And once I was started recovering, I started looking for nice lingerie. I wasn't asking for much. Well, I didn't think I was anyway. Asking for lovely lingerie just to make me feel brilliant again. But it's not there. There's lots and lots of medical model, which is needed, and I respect that. But there's nothing just to make you feel pretty, feminine and sexy. It's just nothing there at all. And I searched and searched and it's just not there. So hence the company.
And you came up with the idea of creating really, really pretty lingerie for women who have got a stoma, and to start making themselves feel human again, because you said it, there's a time where you just don't feel like a woman anymore. You feel, well, it's just changing everything in your life.
It doesn't. I think the other disadvantage with it is it's because it's a hidden disability most of the time. People will look at you and go, but you're fine. But there's some days when you're not, you're on your back, you're just absolutely wiped out, and people just don't get it. They don't appreciate that there's a lot more to this. It's not just a case of they've brought some of your innards outside of your body and you've got this bag on. It's everything else that's incorporated with having anything to do with your bowel. It doesn't like to be touched. It doesn't like to be messed with. It sulks, big style, for a long time.
Yeah. It does indeed. So why did you decide, so you started your business and you actually got your business off the ground and made some really beautiful designs, which I know you're going to show some of them in a minute because they are fantastic. But why did you decide to start working with me?
With you, it was the first thing that appealed, and I know it sounds really bad, is because you said over 45. So it gave me the expectation that you didn't expect me to know social media, computers and all that guffins, because we weren't brought up with it. You know, like the kids now, if you go to somebody who's 20, well, they've been brought up with this for the last 10 years or more. Well, we were on a massive back foot, so the title got me as well. That was a big thing. And then you offered a free consultation session, so that again, I mean, obviously we'd seen a couple of your lives and you were real. You weren't pretentious, you know, like the Americans where they're all dolled up and all dressed up and they're all arms and legs and shouting and carrying on and all this kind of crud. And it was just like, we're not like that. Well, I'm not like that.
No, I'm a bit too old to be like that.
Yeah, and like you say, you didn't jargonate things, you didn't flower things up. What you said is what you said. There was not, you wasn't trying to make us feel thicker than what I already am. When it comes to social media and such of it else, you just said it plain, straight, and that's how it is. End of conversation. So I know you wasn't there to sort of say, I know more than you, and I'm going to show you I know more than you. It's like, yeah, I do know more than you, but you're going to learn it, but you're going to understand it, and you're going to be able to work with it, and that's the big difference. So for that, on that level, for me, it just made sense that you understood where they were coming from. I mean, obviously, it's a totally new product to yourself, but that hasn't made any difference in how you've taught me what I need to do and what I need to understand and how I need to get there. And like you say, you weren't patronising. And like I said, the videos were easy to watch. You could easily watch, 20 minutes of it, get caught up with something else, pause it, come back and watch the rest and know where you were, because it just wasn't fluffed up, and it just wasn't, it was just something you could understand. It was something that, and you would, like us, you'll go, and I've got my notes, like it's normal to have notes, and don't make us feel thick. I'm thinking, oh God, it's all right to have notes in front of you and say, I'm going to go off pat, but I've still got my notes, and I've got to say this and this to you, but everything else is a bonus. And that, then you made it human, and you made it just fun and accessible. So to me, that was just, it's a massive thing. I mean, I can't go back to work because I can't maintain my energy levels. But you've now shown me that I have to work smart, not hard. And that, I know people say that's how you make a business work, but you've shown and explained how to do that.
Yeah.
And that is a massive thing in itself, thinking, oh, it's fine for me to go, that's your job. Or I understand what you're doing. And it's like you say, putting clarity on, if you want a successful business, you have to have a plan of action, not a business plan. You have to have a strategy plan. You have to understand how it works, which mediums you're going to use. And if that medium don't work, well, whoopsie-doo, go try another one. And you're saying it's good to fail, because that's when you learn. It's not,
yes.
Yeah, it's not got to be perfect instantly. It'll never be perfect with me, and I'm happy with that now. But if I hadn't met you, I would never have done live videos. I would never have, Month of Sundays happened. I would never have been confident enough to throw out questions and go, I think I put one out the other week, leakage, which is an embarrassing thing, amazingly embarrassing when your body decides to have a right whoopsies. But yet people responded and went, oh God, the worst one I've ever had. And it was just like, it normalised it, even though it's not normal. Yeah. So it's all those kind of things that you've actually done for us. So yes, thank you.
It was getting you to understand your ideal client and how it was important that you were you, and how to communicate with them, and just how to be on social media, and understanding your brand and your niche, and how to plan for the future. And we've done some lovely things like talking about doing things for like Christmas parties and things like that, because that's just so important, isn't it, for women, and just things like that. So it's really fantastic. Hetty, I would really just like you to just show the audience because for people who don't know, this is Hetty actually truly changes other women's lives. And I know she's very modest about all this, and just goes, oh, I'm just doing my thing, and she just brushes it off. But Hetty actually changes people's lives and makes women feel better about themselves. Women who have been, for whatever reason, and there's lots of reasons why, you have an operation and your bowel gives up and you end up with a stoma bag, and it happens through lots of different ways. But however it's happened to them, at the end of it, they left feeling awful, and there's no coming back from it. And Hetty changes people's lives. So could you show us some of your products, because I just love them.
Well, I have one of my newbies.
Well, that's lovely.
Well, what I've gone for something, I know the lace is probably quite hard to see on this one, but it's got a very delicate pink lace colour running through it. But the most important thing is 100%, I found 100% cotton stretchable material. So this is totally and absolutely breathable. Because with the medical model, it's all made of man-made fibres. So it makes you sticky, it makes you really, really uncomfortable. But with this, your body breathes and your body moves and sways with it, because it just goes in many, many different directions. It's not rigid, but it's firm enough to hold your stoma bag in place.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Holding the stoma bag in place, but holding it with underwear that's making you look and feel comfortable and feel pretty. And
if your shirt rides up or if your trousers move, they're going to see this. They're not going to see your bag. They're going to see something that's sparkly and that's, it's got a lovely shimmer to it and a lovely shine to it. And it just moves and stretches, and you don't have any concerns that it's going to slide down or it's going to be exposing anything that you don't want to expose. And that's a massive thing, because how many times you in the supermarket, you reach up and pick up from the top shelf, not me because I'm a short ass, so I climb and take it off the top shelf. But you can do it because you know your tummy's not going to get exposed more than your stomach bag's not going to get exposed. And that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a dirty topic. No matter how we try and explain it and express it, it's a dirty topic, and that's why it makes it unsexy. And it's, even the medical model side, it's an unsexy subject. Nobody wants to know about it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to turn it around and just make it where the person feels brilliant, but they're confident. Get the confidence back, because it knocks the stuffing out of you. It really does.
It's brilliant. Well, you know, I'm a big fan of you and your business and what you do, and obviously it's going to go stratospheric, and there's huge plans. So how did I resolve? So you were unconfident on social media and computers and all that sort of thing. So how did, from where you were, how did I resolve and change from where you were to where you are now?
You worked at my speed, my rate, my understanding, and you didn't make me feel patronised when I went, I ain't getting this. This is just going whoosh, try again. And you would find another way to explain it to me. You'd also say, you don't have to get all of this straight away. You just need to understand this is what you need to be doing. Might not be instantly, because obviously it's got to sink in. But fortunately, the way you explained it, it sank in quite quickly anyway. So I was able to run with the things really, really fast. Like I say, I'm doing live videos. I would never in a month or so. If somebody said to me, what, 6 weeks ago, you're going to be doing live videos, I would have said, yeah, of course I am, love. That's not going to happen. And like you're saying, you also explained about marketing, but free marketing. And when you're a small business, that's massively important, because it's so bloody expensive. And like you're saying, you told me about the hashtag journal. Go have a look on Twitter and see what people are looking for, what journalists are looking for, and see if you can meet it and match it. But that kind of thing, that would cost an absolute arm and a leg. You were saying about making sure you get the name of the person that's looking for articles, or you'd find out, like obviously for mine it's specialised podcasts or magazines or whichever else, and so and find out the name of the person that you're actually talking to, not just send out a random, oh well I wonder if you could help kind of thing. And like you said about making your subject line interesting, make it where it's eye-catching, or it's like, oh, this is different, rather than I'm a new company. It's like, I think, what do we put, I make sexy, no, I think I don't know if I said I made sexy stoma lingerie, or whether I just said I make stoma lingerie and I have reviews. And like you said, put that out for a few people. If that works, brilliant. If it doesn't, let's go back and we'll find another subject line we can put in and get people to open an interest. But getting free marketing is a massive thing. And like you said about the dresses, the Christmas dresses and such, everything else, letting people know that you're planning that far ahead, because your business is still going to be there then. It's not something that is a 10-minute pop-up wonder and it's going to slide away. No, I am looking at, this is what I'm looking at now for what I'm looking at for autumn, what I'm looking at for, like, say, for Christmas. And I know some people are going, oh God, Christmas. But you need to be planning that now and letting people know that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be here and I'm going to be selling these to you to meet your needs. And that, I wouldn't have thought of that.
It's just learning how to do, it's a business strategy. It's learning how to do a business strategy. Yeah. And you also started to launch ranges, didn't you? So that it wasn't just different things, but you've actually got ranges and with names and different things and all that sort of thing. So it's just really developed your whole brand, hasn't it? And it's like I say, I'm just totally in love with what you do, because you help so many people.
Yeah, and like you said, the reviews that you get, I mean, I get a lot of personal reviews rather than actually on the Etsy account and such, and it's like, you do not know how much you've changed my life. And it's like, well, I'm glad it has, because I know how much it's changed my life, but we're all different and we're all individual. I had a lovely review yesterday, which I will put up on on my Facebook page late in a couple of days' time, and she was just saying that just it normalised what we're going through or what we've gone through. And just like she said, she could move around, and if her top lifted up or move, which it does, it didn't matter. She wasn't consciously conscious of, I have to keep my top down, I have to keep my trousers in place and that kind of stuff. She says, I can do whatever I need to do. And like she says, intimate times, she says, there's no words that can describe it.
Oh.
So you can't, yeah.
Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Hetty, what you do is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And you're also doing it with you know, you've got a chronic illness, because when you've got a stomach bag, it also makes you tired, and you know, there are days when you feel absolutely rubbish, and so you're doing it for all that, which I think is absolutely which is fantastic. So just my last question to you before I get stop you getting on with your orders for any further on in the day. How has working with me changed you, and what you're thinking about in the future?
You've not made me feel thick, even though I didn't know where I was going and what I was doing. I know what I needed to do. I just didn't know how I needed to do it. But you explained it, and you didn't, like you say, I said before, you didn't patronise me about, well, you should know this, or you didn't have that, you know, glazed look like the Americans have when they're whizzing around and they half tell you something and then jump onto a different topic altogether, and you're thinking, well, what about the middle bit? You do all of it, and you'll go back to basics. I'll say to you, I didn't get that, and you'll happily go right back to the very beginning and say, oh, I thought you might have understood that little bit, but you just go straight back to it and go, right, okay, this is what I'm meaning. Plus, the advantage with working with you is you've got the videos to go back to later, and you can go through the videos and go, oh, I missed that bit, I now know what that is. And also, like you say, you've got your follow-up worksheet, homework, yeah, you get plenty of that, so be prepared. But it is to your benefit.
I'm big on homework.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that. You need your homework. And also, like you're saying, you've said to me before, if you get stuck, just drop me an email or drop me a message and say, I don't know what I'm doing now, or I've not quite got this, or I'm dyslexic, so writing is a nightmare for me. And I know people say talk it rather than write it. I'm not confident enough with that neither yet, but hey ho, I'll get there.
Yeah.
And also, I used to write reports all the time. So how I talk and how I write is totally two different things. My writing is like I'm writing official reports all, and that's where I've now cottoned on with yous. That's what I do. I didn't make that click. And like, that's what it is. So I've got to, like, say, I'm allowed to flower it up now. I'm allowed to be friendly. I'm allowed to be, oh, look what I found. Not being American and jazzing it all around, but say, this is brilliant. This stuff works for me. And I hope it all works for you. And like you say, interacting with your clients. Like you say, I've got ranges. So now I'll put my new range up and say, right, I think the name should be, I think Periwinkle was my last one. And then other people went, no. And I'm interacting with the audience. It's not just me blurbing things out to people and being a preacher. It's interacting. And that's something you've taught me. You need to interact with your audience. I thought interacting with them was putting likes on it and such everything else, and it's not. It's them responding to what you've asked or what you've said, and to understand that's a big thing as well.
It's an only like me, trust me bond, because then, and that goes both ways, weirdly, because they start to trust you and engage with you and want to engage more with you. But actually, that's really rewarding. It's a two-way thing, isn't it? It becomes really rewarding.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And your future's looking bright. I think there's bright things for your future plans. So I've really just, Hetty, I am humbled to know you and your business and what you do for other people. And I just love working with you and have loved working with you. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy production line that you've got, and I'll speak to you later in the week, but thank you so much for taking time out. Your story is inspiring, and I'm sure there's lots and lots of women who will see you and realize that you know, if you can do it with your illness and all those things and come up with an idea to transform lives, then people can do anything.
Sure can, definitely. But like you're saying, you've given me the encouragement and the courage, and that's the big things, and the knowledge to how to do it properly. And it's fine to fuffle. That's fine to fuffle up. It's okay. It doesn't have to be pretty all the time. It just has to be real when people trust you, and you've allowed me to understand that. So thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, Hetty. And I'll see you later on in the week.
Will do, my dears.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.